Hey folks, this is John Oakes here with Hankster's Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location. Today, we've got another addition to our inventory to go over with you. This time, it is this car right behind me here, a 1971 Chevrolet Chevelle. So we'll give you just kind of the basic once over on the car before we start our walk around. So again, 71 Chevy Chevelle, done here in the correct Mulsanne blue exterior color. Of course, it does have the white stripes on it as well. Now, as far as the drive line goes on this car, it is a 350 cubic inch small block Chevrolet engine. It's got the turbo 350 automatic transmission, and it also has a 10-bolt GM rear end, 373 gear in it, and it is a POSI unit. As far as our running gear, our steering and our brakes, we've got power steering on this car. We also have power brakes, disc up front, drums on the rear, and that is all complete with the emergency brake all hooked up and functional. So as far as that goes, that's kind of the general on the car, the general info. So we'll start our walk around. Again, we're going to point out exactly, what all we can tell you about the car, what all we can see, and then after we're done with the walk around, of course, we're going to get it on our lift and show you the complete underside on this car. So starting at the front, of course, we've got our chrome front and rear bumpers on this vehicle. The chrome on those, as we get to them, and you can see those a little bit better, the chrome on the front bumper here, just to give it a quick look here till we get back up to the front, it looks good. No pitting on that front bumper, so that's all good. As far as the metal on the car goes, the metal is all good and solid, nice and straight all the way around the vehicle as I've walked around and taken a look at that. Paint, kind of an overall check on that, and it is a bit of an older paint job on the car, showing a little bit of its age, but it is the correct color. That Mulsanne blue, that is correct for this car according to the numbers on the trim tag. You can see our Chevelle here, it's got the wheel lip moldings, the bright wheel lip moldings. Those are all in good shape, nice and straight, no dents or dings, attached good and secure to the car. And then the wheels and tire combination there, you can see we have the factory style rally wheels here, the gray painted there with the beauty rings in the center caps. And then on this particular car, we've got the Cobra Radial GT tires, all four corners, so all matching tread. They are a little different size though, front to back. On the front, we've got 225/70 15s, and then out here on the back, we've got the 275/60 R15s back here. We go back up here and we're going to notice that it does in fact have the SS 350 badging here on our front fender. And then we'll come back to the door here. Now, our door gaps, we always check those out. So the gaps on the front side as well as the back, pretty uniform. The door itself looks to be adjusted very nicely in conjunction with the front fenders and the rear quarter panels. Your elevations are good on those. And again, all of your body lines are all matching up on this car very nicely. The chrome door handles here are in good shape, and as far as the glass here in the door, no chips or cracks in that glass. It is a slightly tinted glass. Same thing back here on your rear quarter windows, no chips or cracks there. Now, your bright work that you see around the window here, your drip rail moldings, as well as the molding going down your quarter window here, those are all in really good shape too. I don't see any pitting in any of that. For the most part, these are all really nice and straight, polished up really well. And then, as I always do, I always like to check that rain gutter there, make sure that it is smooth, and it is that. It is nice and smooth through there. Even your mirrors here, just the driver's side only on this car, the chrome finish on that is in good shape there, and the glass is in good condition too on the mirror. Now we'll open our door up, take a look at the interior, which, by the way, this is also correct color for this car, the black vinyl interior. Front bucket seats with headrest, the rear bench seat. It has the complete set of seat belts in it, including the shoulder harness belts, which are run right up along the headliner there and in their correct holders there. Factory dash, factory factory instrumentation there. Again, all of that's in good condition. You've got a 3-spoke steering wheel, sport style steering wheel there with the Chevy bow tie horn button. Nice grip on the wheel too. You do have an AM FM cassette player in the dash as well. There are 2 aftermarket gauges, one of which is the water temperature, the other one is your oil pressure, and it also has it's a Edelbrock air fuel ratio monitor down there below, so you can kind of keep track on that, and that'll maybe help you tune the car a little bit so it runs good. As far as the upholstery goes, everything looks to be in good shape. No rips or tears in any of the seats. Carpeting, same thing. Nice carpet, no rips or tears or fading. Door panels are in great shape too. Even your armrest pads here, you see sometimes some wear and tear here and some cracking, but in this car, it all looks to be in good shape. As far as your weather stripping and your seals, the door weather strips are good and solid. There's no rips or tears anywhere there. And again, those are attached good and secure, as well as all of your seals up along the door here, even your quarter window seal here, all in good shape and all attached good and secure. So we'll go ahead and close our door, and then we'll continue our walk around. So your quarter panel, nice and straight here too. We've already talked about our wheel and tire combo here. As we get to the rear of the car, we'll kind of start here up towards the top and work our way down. So our rear glass here is in good shape. There's no chips or cracks in that. All of your bright trim work, your molding around the window here, that's all in good condition too. All attached good and secure, and from what I see, I cannot see any dents or dings in that, so that looks good. Your trunk lid, it's adjusted very well as far as your gaps and as far as your elevation as compared to your rear quarter panels. So again, that's all good. Again, you've got the white stripes, and these are painted on stripes coming from the front down over your rear deck lid here. Of course, on the back of your 71 Chevelle, you do have that chrome rear bumper, and once again, the chrome on this rear bumper, again, just showing a little bit of its age. It does have a little bit of pitting on the bumper there, kind of, you know, just over the whole general bumper there. Your tail lights, those are in good shape. Your lenses, there's no chips or cracks in any of the lenses here. Of course, you got your backup lights in here as well. And then down below, if we get below our rear lower valance here, you can see the ending of our exhaust here. These are 3-inch chrome exhaust tips, kind of a slash cut exhaust tip. Now you'll notice that we do have the SS badging right here on the rear bumper, as it should be, and then the Chevelle script emblem up here on the trunk. Now, as we always do, we're going to go ahead and open our trunk lid up, take a look at the floors. So let's do that next. So the key does in fact work the latch very well. The underside of the trunk done in that same Mulsanne blue color as the rest of the car. You can see the remnants there of the jack and spare tire instructions still up here. The weather stripping in the trunk here is all in good shape, all good and soft, no rips or tears there. Again, your rain gutters are all good and solid here. That's going to direct that water right out the back of the car and away from the interior of the trunk. And as far as the trunk floor goes, trunk floor is in really good shape here. Good and solid. All your drain plugs are all installed. You do in fact have a full-size spare tire. You've got the jack that is mounted underneath there as well. So that's kind of your trunk. I mean, again, the trunk looks to be in really good shape on the car. So we'll close this up, and we'll continue our walk around here. Now to the passenger side of the car. First thing, as I'm looking up across the side here, this all looks nice and straight the whole way down the side of the car. So there's no waviness to it, as I said. All your panel adjustments and fitment all look to be in good shape. No dents or dings in any of the metal, and it's good and solid. Again, those 15-inch rally wheels there with the BF Goodrich tire, or the Cooper Cobra tires on this particular car. Your rain gutter and drip rail moldings here on the passenger side look to be in very good condition too. Nice and straight. That rain gutter itself, nice and smooth the whole way through. And then over here, your glass, kind of the same thing as the other side. No chips or cracks anywhere in the glass. That all looks to be in good shape. You've got your bright work here as far as your quarter window and your door handle. That all looks to be good. As far as your gaps go on your door to the back side, as well as up front here, not too bad. Pretty uniform. And again, elevations are dead on with your front fender and rear quarter panel, and all your body lines matching on the car. Let's open up the door from passenger side. That way you get the full look of the interior from both sides. Again, just notice no rips or tears in the upholstery. That all looks good. You've got the full length center console with the horseshoe shifter. Again, the carpeting's in great shape. All of your seat belts. The front ones, the lap belts, by the way, are retractable seat belts. And then to go along with the radio that's in this car, it does have a set of Pioneer 6x9 speakers in the package tray. All of your weather stripping on the passenger side door, all in good shape. Your door panel's in good shape. Armrest over here, not too bad. Again, this one here, just a little teeny tiny hole in it towards the front side. All of your SS interior trim and bright work and so forth, all looks good. Even got the rubber bump stops there, and the door edge molding here too. That kind of helps protect against, you know, any kind of, you know, it getting into something and causing a door ding. So that's all good on this side. And as we come around, we've got the matching SS350 emblem on the front fender, and then we'll just come around to the front of the car. So up front, again, this is just your typical 71 Chevelle front end. You've got your sealed beam, headlights up here, glass lenses, no chips or cracks there. The bezels around the lenses are all in good shape. Even on your marker lights here, your parking lights and such, those are all in good condition. As I mentioned earlier, the chrome on the front bumper actually looks really good up front here. The grille is all good and solid, all intact. There's no cracks anywhere, nothing broken in that grille. You've got the SS badging right in the center. Of course, as we look up now, we can see our hood here. And again, this is a 2-inch steel cowl induction hood. On this one, unfortunately, this is a non-functional induction unit here. So I'm not sure if maybe the vacuum lines are off. We'll see that once we open the hood up. But again, it does have your bright work along the back edge of the hood here. That all looks to be in good shape. Your windshield, no chips or cracks in the windshield. All of your bright work molding around that windshield is in good shape and all securely fastened. And yes, you do in fact have windshield wipers and blades on this. They're just recessed or, you know, hidden underneath that hood. Now this hood does have the hood pins up front. However, it does have your traditional hinges and springs and so forth where they should be. This is just kind of like a security thing here. So we're going to go ahead and pull those pins, and then we'll get this hood opened up so that we can take a look at what's underneath. Got it. Just got to reach back in there and push it back. Okay, so with the hood up, again, as I mentioned, it is a steel 2-inch cowl induction hood, and that's what it looks like to me. It just looks like the vacuum lines are not on there. So that would be why your induction unit is not functional right now. But as far as the hinges and springs, you can see it's got a nice set of chrome hinges on it back here. Springs doing what they should by holding the hood up all on its own. And the engine compartment itself here done in the black, like it should be. You even have the kind of the splash aprons in down here on the inner fenders. That's going to keep dirt and debris and water out from the engine compartment as well as what it can. As far as the engine goes, as I mentioned, it is a 350 cubic inch small block Chevrolet engine. They got a few items on it here to help dress things up. One of which is being the chrome air cleaner cover, the top, the lid, as well as the base. And then they've got the Chevrolet bow tie embossed valve covers in chrome there also. Got a breather in one side, got the PCV valve in the other side. Underneath the air cleaner here, here. We've got an Edelbrock 600 CFM carburetor there, and that is going to have the electric choke on it as well. It's all hooked up right here. Got an Edelbrock Torker aluminum intake on there also. Chrome water gooseneck here. All of your hoses and clamps and so forth all look to be in good shape. Got your factory style radiator here with the chrome topper on that. The actual shroud is in great condition here. And then we've got a, looks like 6-blade steel fan. Got the chrome alternator bracket here also. And then as far as the rest of the stuff, we've got our ignition system. It is an HEI upgraded ignition. It does have the Accel super coil on it to help get you a little bit better spark. And we've got a good set of Accel super stock 8mm plug wires here on the car to help deliver that spark from that super coil. As far as the exhaust system goes, we got 1 3/4 long tube headers exiting into a full 2 1/4 inch exhaust on this car underneath to help it breathe. Mechanical fuel pump on this car. It is a, as I mentioned earlier, power steering as well as power brakes. We can see the nice power brake booster and so forth, master cylinder back there, and distribution block back there for routing the brake lines. Again, it's disc brakes up front, drums on the rear, and like I mentioned earlier, it is all plumbed up with the emergency brake and it is functional. That's pretty much it for under the hood. As far as the rest of the driveline, like I mentioned, it is a turbo 350 automatic transmission, and it's got the GM 10 bolt 373 gear POSI unit in it. So that's kind of completes our walk around. So what I normally do at this point is, you know, if you guys are watching this video from a different source, maybe not our own company website, I always recommend to go to our company website, www.hanksters.com. That way you'll be able to see all of the photos of this car, upwards of 100 photos. You'll also see this video as well as our retail pricing, all the options, the descriptions and so forth for that. And again, if you go there, check that stuff out and you have any more questions, feel free to give us a phone call, a text message, an email, and ask us what those concerns or questions might be. We'll be glad to get back to you there and help you out as best as what we can. As far as other things, we do multiple types of installations on these cars of different parts and accessories. So if you're maybe seeing or not seeing something that you want to see on this car, if you're wanting to buy it and want to have something added to it, just reach out to us again, let us know what that is. We'll be glad to get you pricing on parts and labor for getting that installed for you. So with that said, we'll take just a moment right now to get everything closed up. We're going to take us around to our lift, and then I'll meet back up with you here in just a moment. We'll go underneath the car and show you how nice the underside is and fire this motor up for you so you get to hear what it sounds like. Welcome back, folks. So here we are. We've got our 1971 Chevelle here up on our lift so that we can go through this car just like we do all of our others there, going over all the parts, all the accessories that we see underneath here, drive line, you know, all your running gear and such, frame, floors, give you the condition of everything while we're underneath it. That way you get a good picture, you know, both in the photos and through the video of exactly what this car is. So at the front, of course, you know, we've got our front chrome bumper here. Behind that, we've got our radiator. So I'm looking at any indication of leaks or drips or anything like that. And while I'm underneath here, I do not see anything. I look up at the drain petcock. I look at the whole entire underside of the radiator, as well as the lower radiator hose and all of its hose clamps and so forth. And everything is all nice and dry underneath here. I even check out the fan shroud to make sure it's not broken or anything, that it's all intact. There's no cracks, no splits anywhere in it. So that all looks to be in good shape. Back a little further, we'll get more into the steering and the suspension of the car. So of course we do have a 1-inch front sway bar on this car. The sway bar bushings at the frame as well as at the sway bar end links all look good. I don't see any splits or cracks in any of those, so that's all in good shape. More of the suspension, or part of the frame, I guess, would be our front cross member. Now this is important to the suspension because this is exactly where everything bolts off of. So again, this is nice and straight, doesn't look like it's ever been hit on anything. As far as the control arms up front, you got your stock upper and lower A-arms, the stamped steel components here. Again, ball joints in those all look to be in good shape, and they all have the little rubber dust boot covers on them. As far as the shocks and the springs, everything looks good there. All the mounting hardware, the bushings on the bottoms of the shocks that we can see, those all look to be in good condition too. And as far as steering, this car is a power steering car. So first and foremost, that steering box and the lines up here that I can see, all dry. The pitman arm, the drag length, the tie rods, and the tie rod ends, those are all in good shape. And again, tie rod ends, all greasable. They look like they've been greased pretty regularly, and they all have the rubber dust boot covers on those as well. And then as far as brakes go on this car, it is a power brake car. It does in fact have the disc brakes up front. Looks to be just your typical GM components up front. So whenever it comes time to replace those consumables, the brake pads, the rotors and such, you should be able to go to just about any of your local auto parts stores and pick those components up. And then wheels and tires out at the ends here. So again, we saw in our walk around, these are in fact the 15-inch factory rally style wheels with the beauty rings and the center caps. And of course, we've got those Cobra Radial GTs. Now up front, we've got the 225/70 15s on those. Out on the back, 275/60 15s. But once again, it's all the Cobra tire, and again, all matching tread, and they look to be in great condition. We come in a little towards the center now, and we're going to go through what's going to be the start of our drive line here, the powertrain, your engine and your transmission. So again, this is the 350 cubic inch small block Chevrolet motor, and this is a nice chrome oil pan underneath here. So again, we're looking for leaks, drips, and so forth like that. First and foremost, the pan itself is nice and straight. It doesn't have any dings in it. No leaks or drips around the actual oil pan gasket. No leaks or drips at the drain plug, and no leaks or drips at the back of the pan there either. Behind that is that turbo 350 automatic transmission. It does in fact have the plastic flywheel torque converter cover here. Also has the finned chrome transmission pan, and again, that is nice and dry. Even all your transmission lines coming from your radiator, the cooler there, all the way back, those are all dry as well. And then finally, the output shaft seal where your slip yoke slides into it, that is nice and dry. The transmission cross member looks to be in good condition, and the actual transmission mount itself is in good shape also. Now, the other part that we see underneath here obviously is going to be our exhaust. We do have the 1 3/4 long tube headers here, emptying into a set of full 2 1/4 inch exhaust all the way back. And then I'm not sure of a name brand. I don't see it on the mufflers, but we do have the 2 mufflers back here, which are in great condition. As you can see, there's no rust or any holes or anything like that. These look to be in really nice shape here. As far as the frame and the floors, we all know our Chevelle is a full frame car, so our rails all the way back all look to be in great shape, nice and straight, good and square on both sides. Fuel lines, brake lines all run kind of within those rails, and those are all nice and dry too all the way back. As far as the floors go, the floors look actually really good on this car. I don't see any patching scratching. I don't see any holes. And you can see that it is all the correct metal underneath here. All of your stamping lines on all the pans are all there. All your bracing is all there too. So again, you can tell that, you know, the floors are in really good condition on the car. Drive shaft. This is a steel drive shaft, and it is a weighted or balanced drive shaft. That's going to help eliminate any kind of driveline vibrations that you may have. Of course, we see all of our cables for our emergency brake. Those are all run all the way to the back, hooked up and functional for the emergency brake. And then we come back to the rear end of the car. So as far as the differential goes, this is a GM 10-bolt POSI unit inside this differential, and it's a 373 gear. The front pinion seal all looks to be nice and dry on the car, as well as that rear differential cover too, all nice and dry. Springs all look to be in good shape. Shocks, it looks like we got a set of it looks to be air shocks back here. So again, those are nice and handy because again, you can set the ride height on the car by simply using an air hose on those to either raise or lower it, give it the right look that you're looking for, or give it the right ride quality that you're looking for. Nonetheless, very easy adjustable shocks back here. As far as your control arms on the rear of the car, these are just going to be your stock OE style control arms, both on the lowers as well as on the uppers there at the top of the rear end housing. And then of course, these are just the finishing, you know, of the exhaust. So you got your tailpipes here coming out into a 3-inch chrome slash cut exhaust tip. Again, the tips look very good on the car. As I mentioned before, as far as the wheel and tire combination, it is the 15-inch factory rally wheels with the beauty rings and center caps. Back here on the rear, it is the drum brakes there with the e-brake all hooked up. And again, like I said, those shocks, the bushings, the mounting hardware, that all looks to be in good shape. And finally, the fuel tank here. Fuel tank here done, looks like a light undercoating possibly. Has a little bit of texture to it, but again, there's no dents or dings anywhere. So the fuel tank is in excellent shape. There's no leaks or drips that I can see coming from any fuel lines, so that's all nice and dry. All your straps and your mounting hardware for the fuel tank, those all look to be in great shape. Same thing here with the rear frame sections here too. Those are nice and straight all the way back to your chrome rear bumper. So that is pretty much it for the underside of our 71 Chevelle. I always take this time as of recently to let you folks know also that we are in fact that ATC trailer dealer. We've got multiple models here, enclosed car trailer / race trailers, multiple units in stock, ready to be sold, ready to be used. And for any of you folks out there that are our car customers, if you come to us looking for a trailer, we'll be glad to work with you on pricing for one of those. You could always view our trailers. You can get there through our car site just by going to the inventory tab at the top of the page, clicking that, and then clicking the trailer inventory from the drop down menu, or you can go directly there by going to hangstershaulers.com, and that'll take you right to the trailer site. You'll see all the photos of the trailers, inside, outside, all the details, the options and so forth, pricing and such. And like I said, if you're interested in a trailer, please give us a call there, and like I said, we'll work with you there and get you some pricing on that. With that said, we're going to go ahead and lower this down though off of the lift, go underneath the hood, fire this motor up, and let you hear what that 350 motor sounds like.